Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Hannah here, and it is finally time for the July bullet journal cover. And so for this month, I decided to do this kind of paper airplane theme with some clouds and like blue colors. So I just started off by writing July in the calligraphy, and then I just decided to do 3 paper airplanes for the front page and just using one of the page, since I had like text on the previous page that kind of you can see, so I just decided to use one page. But I just went and outlined it in a pencil, and now I'm just outlining it in a fine liner, and then just gonna add some clouds that kind of fill the page because paper airplanes don't take up that much room, so I just decided to add clouds to the theme as well. But every paper airplane has like this trail that it leaves behind, kind of just goes randomly around, so I'm just like making these dotted lines all over the page that connect from the paper airplanes, just erasing the pencil marks now. So for the monthly spread, I started out with a calligraphy header for July at the top, and then I'm just going to go on to box out the month starting on Monday, and 31 days are in July. So I'm just boxing that out now, and then I will color it in once it dries later. So now that is boxed out, I'm gonna wait till it dries to add in the color. So I just wrote goals, and then I just decided to write just like happy at the bottom, or like any one letter quote basically. So that's kind of it for this page, other than some decorations. I tried to make it fairly simple, so I'm just adding in some paper airplanes to match the theme, and I decided not to do clouds on this page, but just kind of the paper airplanes and their trails all over. And I added in like a trail for a plane too, just to kind of fill up the space, even though there wasn't a plane there. But yeah, so I'm just adding in more of that now. So since this theme was fairly black and white, I decided to use a couple of different blue colors for this theme as well. I'm just now using 3 different blues and highlighting the top of each box, just kind of coloring it in to indicate which day it is. And I'm just kind of using the different blues every other to give it a different kind of look. So once that is colored in, I'm just going to go on and label all of the boxes, and that is it for this page. So my next page, as usual, is a habit tracker. I'm just going to start out by making the tracker itself, and then labeling it from 1 to 31 for every day, and then writing in the habits that I normally do in the month or that I like to track. And then I just took one of the blues and wrote out habit tracker, and then I'm gonna go on to add more decorations to the bottom of this page because there's quite a lot of space that I don't typically use because I don't have that many habit trackers, so I'm just gonna fill it in with some paper airplanes and clouds. And I also added a black kind of back shadow to the habit tracker title to kind of make it pop more. And I also took a white pen and went over the blue on the downstrokes, although you can't see it, but it does give it a different kind of look, and it kind of makes it pop a bit more. So now I'm just adding in a couple paper airplanes and clouds to fill in the space. So now that I finished the theme for the habit tracker, I'm going on to make my sleep tracker. Now this one I do by basically setting up the same first half of the habit tracker, just like adding it longer, as that's where you're gonna log how many hours. And I like to draw out a line from what time I went to bed to what time I woke up in the morning. So next I'm just gonna go out and write sleep tracker, but with a different color blue this time. So again, I'm just adding a bit of that drop shadow in the black, and then I'm also going to go with the white pen and just kind of outline it on the downstrokes to give it a pop. So I didn't have much room for the theme on this page, so I just went on to the next page. So for this next page, I call it a daily log. I basically just write a sentence about my day or what I did, kind of just reflect. And it's kind of the same as the sleep tracker, just without the ending part. And just gonna label all the days here, and then I'm gonna write out daily log in the third color of blue. So I'm just adding in the black pen now and the white pen, and there's not much room again for the theme on this page, so I just added a tiny paper airplane at the top where I could fit it. And then for the next page, this page I don't always use, and I kind of just randomly always put something on it. So for this month I just did a brain dump page, and last month I used this one quite a lot just to write down random ideas and stuff, so I decided to use it again. So for this page, it's basically just the header, same as I've done with the previous headers. And then I just added some of the theme to the page, as I don't always, I kind of just write my ideas randomly around the empty space. So I like the way this turned out, and it should work out fine. And there is enough space to still write random stuff down. Okay, so now we're getting into the weekly layouts. For this week, I decided to do kind of these oval rectangle boxes that take up 2 pages for the week. And since there's 7 days and 8 boxes, the last page I'm just probably going to make into a notes page. But I decided to hand draw out these boxes instead of using a ruler, just to kind of give it a different look. And I thought it looked kind of more just like little bubbles or something, but yeah. So once the boxes were drawn out, I took a fine liner and wrote out the days of the week in each box, kind of in this cursive style. And on the last box, I just decided to write out kind of a notes box where I can just write down random stuff I have to do that week, just anything. And then once it was all laid out here, I decided to add some more of the theme to the page, some paper airplanes. And since there's not a lot of room for paper airplanes on this page, I decided to add some clouds in the background, kind of just floating all over the page in a way. So once I drew out all of the theme I wanted to, I gave a bit of a backdrop shadow to each of the boxes using those 3 different blues I had been previously using for the theme, just kind of to make the boxes pop out a bit more and give the page a bit of color. So after that, I just added a bit more of color under each letter, day of the week, and then yeah. So for this month I did the paper airplane theme and kind of cloud with the blue theme. And here is the month page. Pretty simple, but has a bit of color to it. Then I have the habit tracker and sleep tracker, which I think turned out pretty nicely this month. Then I have my daily log and brain dump page. And then I have this first weekly layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you next time.